Hey, it's Sarah from Close to the Earth IT Services, and I thought I would go live today and talk about a couple of really interesting things. One is two things that are in the news and really timely, and another thing is about lateral violence. And I want to talk about this concept because now that my channel has kind of increased, I guess, like I've been doing these live videos every day. Doesn't really seem like a big deal, but I go live on several platforms and I've been invited to the YouTube partner program now. So I'm getting more viewers and like all this stuff. And it's a little unexpected and weird, but cool. Stoked on that, but something very strange is happening. So all of these, I've had a YouTube channel for five years. And this last year I've actually like worked on it and stuff and put some effort into it. And just yesterday, I started getting like trolls on it and troll comments and stuff and meanness. And I thought it was so interesting because the troll people, there was like one guy, one little girl, and another woman like saying some abusive stuff to me in the comments, like really mean. So it kind of reflected back to something that I found impactful and helpful in my activism. And I won't go into what cause I was supporting at the time, but I gave a year up in order to like heal my heart, slow down after being in the music business and transitioning into IT and making a lot more, well, let's be honest, a lot more money than I did in the music business with IT. I wanted to get back to my heart, and so I donated a year of service to a cause that I really believe in 2012. And what I learned in doing that, I learned about something called lateral violence. And what it means is like it happens within groups that are typically oppressed or typically like treated like crap or discriminated against, whether it's the biggest example of the research that you can find on this is nurses, oddly enough. There's like a huge instance, like documented instances between nurses of being very mean to each other, and it creates this like toxic simmer in certain instances. So there have been a lot of studies about this. So when I got involved in this volunteering, there were like all these people that were trying to take charge and trying to take control, and like I ended up doing a lot of work because I had a lot of time on my hands. But then it was so interesting because the more work I put in, it was like the more backlash I got from certain members of this group. And so other activists started telling me about this concept of lateral violence, which means you're all going for the same cause, right? Whether it be a job situation where maybe you're in the minority, or maybe you're the only like women in the workplace, or the only department that's led by women, or something that you're going for. Maybe you're in the minority, even if it's a cause. Maybe it's libertarians and you're the only libertarians within your community and you're all trying to get together and go for a cause. There's a great chance that you might be dealing with some lateral violence, which means that pecking order that might be created by like societal conditions is created within this small group, and people start to infight. The only reason this happens is because people are like trying to find their own order, so they start to fight with each other. So I thought that was interesting within this trolling situation, because when people start like feeding that negative energy and resistance, just like with electricity, the more impedance, the more resistance, the more energy you give something, the more powerful it becomes. So I decided instantly, block the trolls, don't feed the trolls, walk away. But I just found it was interesting that 2 out of the 3 trolls were women. Like, what? So what's that? You're not making it until you have stalkers. Okay. Hey, Dirk. So yeah, it's so interesting to see this flow of energy happening. And yesterday I found it interesting. I was watching a YouTube video from this YouTuber that I really like, Casey Neistat. And he just put out a job application or job offer online for one job. They had 8,000 applicants, 8,000 for this job. And they kind of like weeded down the applicants. 6% of them were women, and it was a content creator job. So a lot of people don't apply for opportunities that they get. So it's very interesting. Another thing that I want to talk about is a new product that came out on the market. And I find this interesting because it has to do with cybersecurity. And what do the two have to do with one another? I'm finding in the field, in the wild, that women clients, and I don't know why, well, I don't know. Maybe it's like people think that women are not as tech savvy or hackers are targeting women. But I'm finding this gnarly, very bad, very persistent malware on people's computers. And just this year, a company called Sophos, who has like sophisticated enterprise business to business malware solutions, has come out on the market with a consumer product that is just as powerful as their enterprise product. So they took their huge cybersecurity offering and they just scaled it down to like consumer use. So they took the big professional enterprise gnarly version and they scaled it down so you can use it. And I've got a coupon for you. Let me link it in the comments for you. It's $10 off. It's only $40 for the year and it's cloud-based. But here's the crazy thing. So last week I got called out to a house. It was not just a house. This was a mega mansion in Malibu. These are people that only, I'm not going to say who it is. These are people who want to use the same password for everything and that just had like the worst practices. Probably the most unsafe cyber life that you could imagine. Let me drop this coupon for you guys because you're going to want to use this. So yeah, this was so crazy. So they called me in because one of their computers wasn't working anymore because every time they used the computer, another screen would pop up. So anytime they try to go online or whatever, another screen would pop up and another one and another one and another one. So yeah, annoying. You think that's like irritating, right? Can't use your computer? Oh no, you just shut it off. Or like, keep trying. Keep trying, that's a great idea. So what they had done in this keep trying, like, oh, just ignore the virus and deal with it later. They had actually been, whoever the hackers were actually lifting every key stroke, every password, every email address, everything that they did. It was basically recording their screen and it was deep into the root of the computer. So I went from just doing, everyone is pretty familiar with an app called Malwarebytes, right? It's pretty common to know that there's a free software for Mac. If you don't know about it already, it is pretty good. Malwarebytes.org, malwarebytes.org, and it's free. The only thing is, it really doesn't remove all of the malware. In fact, the stuff that's in the root of the computer, they're really dangerous. Viruses and malware and ransomware will just bypass that. So I did a sweep with this Malwarebytes on the computer that kept getting the pop-ups, and I got 18 different viruses. So yeah, that's a lot. 18 different viruses, like that's legit. But I did a sweep with the deep scan with Sophos Home, and they had the heaviest malware that I've ever seen. It was like, I think it was 218 different incidences of malware. One of them was ransomware. It was deep into their email. It was sending out emails, pretending it was the people. So it was sending spoof emails to people, using these people's major credibility. Because these are like, I can't tell you who it is, but they're people who you would recognize. Like, people not famous, but like, yeah, pretty famous. Not celebrities, but famous people. And so they were totally giving away all of their personal information. So it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. And in the end, when I was trying to reveal to them how dangerous this really was, they didn't believe me. Oh my God. They did not believe me about how serious it was. Yeah, I get people like that quite a bit, that who just won't believe that it's as serious a problem. They want to get a second opinion, or they'll pick up the phone and call like tech support. Like this lady's rebuttal in her denial about how seriously owned she was by hackers was like to say, well, I called the Apple support line and they didn't know what I was talking about. And the thing about the Apple support line is you're getting those tier 1 people who are just literally, they open up a binder and they have, each person has a different binder. So when you call Apple Care, they'll ask you like, what Apple product are you calling about? iPhone, Mac, iTunes, iCloud, etc. And it will route you to a person with a specific binder and a specific flowchart. So Apple Care is great. It's award-winning support. But yeah, I have more training than they do. Like, trust me. Anyway, so yeah, with all of that malware and all of that craziness, it's important to realize that it is real. It is real that there are people out there trying to get your personal data. And I want to give you one more resource. This is really interesting. This is gonna tell you. I'm gonna drop it in the Facebook comments. Let's see. I think it was. I think it's this. It's really owned, but it looks like this. Pawned or owned. It's really, there's like a typo in it. HaveIBeenPawned.com. Well, it's really owned. Have I been owned? And here you'll find out if one of your email addresses was caught in a data breach. So wait a second, Dirk, your comment just came up here. Yeah, we got 3 dogs. Let's see, Adware Medic. Yeah, maybe Adware Medic is a good solution. But you got to realize that you're dealing with a few different layers. First of all, you've got to have something that goes into the root of the computer, and installing it will go to the root user, that first user, and then all of your users above that level of permissions will be positively affected by it. But sometimes things like Malwarebytes, Adware Medic, possibly, because I have used Adware Medic before and it's good. It gets that one layer. But it's kind of like you need something that's just really intense, and that didn't exist in the market before. So if they get one computer on your home network, can they easily get others because of iCloud matching? Well, it depends on what they're looking for. So I'm trying to think of a situation, iCloud matching, such as Safari keychain passwords. They would not be able to permeate anything inside of the iCloud. So the way that it works is the iCloud is giving you one more layer of protection because it's an offsite storage. But if they got onto your home network, the thing that is scary that might compromise your iCloud is if someone got into your home network, they may be able to find a username and password for your Apple ID. That is why I always recommend to turn on two-factor authentication. The danger of this is that sometimes people will have two-factor authentication on the device that they're asking to reset the two-factor authentication with. So let's say I was logging into my iCloud right now on my computer, and my computer was one of my registered devices. There is a chance that I might be logging into my iCloud, and then it will have on the same iMac a pop-up that says, hey, a new computer is trying to use your iCloud. Will you allow this or block it? And if I choose allow, I'll see that those numbers. So, oh, the keychain folder. If someone was on your home network, they could see your keychain folder. Yes, they could. Yes, they could do that. But they would need the administrator password on your actual computer. So they might be able to see the keychain folder. Let me show you a screen share. Let me go to screen share and I'm going to show you. Looks like. Bear with me because I don't want to show my password on the screen. So, let's see here. Okay. So here is an example. Let me show you what this looks like. Go back to. Webcam because I'm going to see it. Does that answer your question, Dirk? Of how that works? Let me hop over to the. Oh, I did? Oh. Okay. I have something that I need to adjust within the screen share. No audio. I know, outs over ins. Yeah, I do have that. I can change it on the screen share. Let's try that again, shall we? Here. So I'm going to show you again. Here we go. I guess you can see my screen. There we go. So this is what it looks like. If I have the administrator password, right, to log into this, I have to log in with my administrator password to use keychain access. So if somebody was on my local network, if I had been compromised and hacked, it's possible that if the person had my computer password, is in addition to access to my computer itself from an outside network, like if they hacked my network and got in, they would also have to have my computer password. So let me go back to I'm going to try to hack myself here. Let's see if I can hack my own computer. I think I'm on webcam now. Did you hear that, Dirk? Was it my turn off? Yeah, I just had something turned down. Oh, embarrassing. All right, so let's see if I can, in the keychain, find my administrator password. Let's see. Let's see if I can go to the system and see my password. So I can see a lot of network passwords, but let's see if I can find my password for my actual computer. Let's see. Yeah, airport password. Let's see what this is. I know you can't see what I see right now, but I'm just taking a look. Huh. So the Mac is pretty secure as far as not being able to find my password within this system. So to use keychain access to get an administrator password is impossible. The only way to set it would be to go into what's known as the recovery volume, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. The recovery volume is in the back end of the Mac OS. Let me show that to you. Go to screen share. Make sure I have audio. How embarrassing. Here we go. Yeah, we get some nice line levels there. All right. And we will go into the recovery volume. Let me show you what that looks like. Cancel. Don't save. All right. And then what I'm going to show you is where the recovery volume is. And a lot of people, where'd you go? Here we go. A lot of people will see this and think there's something suspicious happening, right? So here's my hard drive. No, that's my SD card. So here's Macintosh HD. So you can see that there's an available amount and there's a capacity, right? And they differ by 20 something, 25, 26, 26 gigabytes, right? So I've got a little bit of stuff on my internal hard drive, but I boot off of an external SSD drive, and I saved myself like $1,500 by doing that. And that's another story. But when we go to the internal hard drive, we're going to go to first aid. Actually, we'll go to erase, and then you'll be able, nah, we won't do that way. Let's see. Show all devices. Here we go. All right, so here's my internal hard drive. And then we have another volume. And then there's yet another volume called the recovery volume, which you can access by pressing Command and R on your keyboard upon startup. And then you'll be able to find some recovery options, including changing the password. So you can't change the password in the Mac apart from doing that. It will stop you from doing that for security reasons. You used to be able to go like deep into the terminal and code yourself a password reset, but you can't do that anymore for security reasons. So it's pretty safe. Target drive mode is the only way around that. But, you know, that is true, but in order to access that drive, now you could see the home folder, but you know, you could only do that if you were physically at the location. That's not something that can be done remotely. I wish it was, because I would just never leave this kitchen. I would just hang out here all the time and do remote sessions, never go anywhere. Well, maybe I would go places, but I would do a lot of my remote sessions from here and not really go out in the field. So there are places that you have to physically be. So it's also a good idea, since we're talking about that, if you have someone fixing your computers, they have a lot of like power over your actual computer and your machines and your identities. So you want to make sure that you're in the same room with that person if you're having your computer fixed. Don't bring it to a shop. I would recommend concierge service, where someone comes out to your location and you sit with them. You can read the newspaper or like check your email or talk to that person while they're working on your computer, but it's important to get, you've hacked a stolen machine and you, oh, okay. Yeah, you probably could do that. Was that recently, or, because they've made a lot of changes within the Mac OS. But you're also pretty smart. I mean, it's not really like the average Joe doing that. Anyway, so I guess that's about with target disk mode. Yeah, you probably could erase the drive and start from a clean installation of the Mac OS. But not many people have the Mac OS like sitting around where you can just create a bootable copy. So again, that takes some skill. And the new incarnations after Mavericks 10.9, they took a lot of the abilities to restore software away. So it became kind of a pain to do that, to handle those kind of problems in the field. But for security reasons, it is pretty good. The Mac is a lot more secure than a PC, that's for sure. So, I guess that's about all that's going on. I just wanted to quickly go live and say thank you to all the watchers on, I guess the audience on YouTube, on Periscope. Really appreciate all the likes and the subscribes. It means a lot because I really care about raising awareness around these things, especially cybersecurity. I think it's so important, and we're really like sitting ducks here. So the more that we can know and understand to empower each other with this knowledge, it's a big deal. So I guess on the next episode, I'm probably going to go back to why we need a VPN and kind of drive that point home. It's too much to get into now, and I want to take these puppies out for you-know-what. But it's really even more important to safeguard your privacy, your security, because once it's out there, you just can't get it back. Yeah, it's just a website. If you want to just put your email address there, go ahead and do that, Dirk. Let us know what the results are. That'll be interesting to see. I have like 5 different email addresses, and I found that I was involved in 3 different data breaches. Fortunately, I change my password really frequently, but it's pretty scary that your information can be out there and you don't even know it. You don't even have any idea. Hey, how are you? Hi, Tommy. So it's really important to like make sure that you're checking up on that stuff, because a lot of times you'll hear like, oh, every single Yahoo account was compromised. Oh, you're on your phone. You can do it on your phone too. It's just going to give you the information. So another time, cool beans. Well, hey, thank you for stopping by. I totally appreciate it. I'm getting back on my live schedule. I'm actually like having a YouTube studio built. I'm not having it built. I'm like doing it myself. Not having it built. I am doing all this myself. But I'm excited about it because, something new. So I'm working on that over the next couple of months. So it'll be like official. So thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, if there's anything on the Mac that you would like to know, iOS, cybersecurity, email. Oh, I should do a whole thing on Gmail. It sounds boring, but it would actually be really interesting, because there's some stuff about Gmail that I just found out this week that I really didn't know. Some pleasant surprises, some not so pleasant surprises. So we'll go over that too at another time, probably next week. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. This is at Apple Green Tech. If you look up Apple Green Tech, you'll be able to find all my videos, all my tutorials. I've got just coming up on like 100 different tutorials, all different for you. So if there's anything you want to know about the Mac and you don't see it, here, let me show you the best VPN in the whole wide world, and I will even give you a coupon for it. And this is it says Nord VPN. Let me drop you a coupon here. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. This will give you 15%, and I think it's 30% off if you go for the 2 years, Dirk. So this is NordVPN. Its home is in Sweden. Sweden has one of the most liberal data privacy laws in the whole wide world. Sweden, the Netherlands, I think Nigeria, and I'm blanking on the other one. I can't remember. But Nord VPN protects your privacy going out to send the packet out and send it in. I'm looking for my little demonstration I have for how the internet works. But what basically happens is that Ethernet frames, right, go out from your keyboard to another server, and all of those requests for information go out in clear text, readable, interceptable, perceptible, clear text. So if you're typing in an email address, if you're typing in here's my credit card information, and you're on a website that is not encrypted, all of that stuff goes out. Even if you are going onto an encrypted website, those certificates are so easy to obtain that it really doesn't matter if you see that HTTPS. These days, it does not matter. One of those certificates costs $15 for a whole year. Anyone can get one. There's no regulation on them. There's no one checking up on those sites to make sure that they're actually accountable to someone. It's just smoke and mirrors, basically. So you have to be careful. So when your requests go out in clear text and they come back in, that information is not encrypted, right? Unless you have something going in the middle and creating a tunnel around those frames. A tunnel is scrambling or encryption. So yeah, that's why you need a VPN. Not all of them are the same. The free VPNs will actually absorb that data and sell it, compounding your problem. Like, don't trust everyone. So iPhone, Safari, as well as laptop when you travel. Can you be a little more specific about your question, Dirk? I'm trying to understand. Will that cover? Oh, will that cover you? Yeah, you can use 5 devices on one account. So you can use 5 devices on one account for the $40. I actually think they upped it. They're going to be more specific about how many devices you can use, but I think it's like, yes, 1 subscription. I get the 2-year plan. I got the 2-year plan for myself. And you can use multiple devices. It was 5. I think they increased it to 8. So if you go to nordvpn.com, but please use the link that I provided, because that gives you a discount, and it also gives me a little bit of a commission if you decide to buy it, which is really nice. Helps me. It's a win-win for me, and you'll get a discount too. So when you go on that website, you'll be able to see how many devices you can use. So since net neutrality has gone away, it's gone now. It has been for 6 whole long days. Yeah. Cybersecurity wallets. I have a cybersecurity wallet that protects my magnetic stripe. But, you know. Oh, cool. Okay. I'm glad you screenshotted it. Okay. Very cool. Oh, oh, you have cyber currency wallets. Not like a Tyvek cybersecurity wallet, which is something else. Cyber currency wallet. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea to have a VPN. All right, well, I guess that's all I have. I'm getting kind of tired of talking, to be honest. And I got to take these ones out for a WALK. So, hey, thank you for stopping by. I totally appreciate it. Nice talking to you, Dirk. How's everything at the Schubert shop? I stay in touch with a couple of the people who work there. From time to time, I hear everything's good. That you guys are still rocking it over there. I just had such a blast working at the Schubert shop. All right, take care.
Oh.